No, they can't.
Here where they can kind of get the rest of the material that they need. You know, metal, probably the most precious of all the building materials in this game. So you got to make sure you have it ready to go. And they got the zone early on. So again, another team that has a lot of time on their side to jump on board. Bergen and Stone, you see they're kind of in a stalemated situation against Paper and Resi. And with 90 players still up, these little fights right here, even though you got two teams ready to kind of fight it out in this situation, you see how many other teams are in the minimap. You hear the noise, you start to look on over, and when you're in an active build fight, that's easy search.
Very easy search. Yo, what's good?
That's the most important part.
What's up?
Landing those tags. We've seen a lot of people have opportunities. Win right now. Here's the set. But I would say a surprise duo. I didn't expect to see him paired up with something. Some caught me a bit off guard, but hey, another one of those conversations where King's just continued to kind of earn his way through the top tier player, the veteran roster line, and it seems like he's at least showing out right now for me. He's someone who's also been given plenty of chance in the past, right?
And Pin and Jack.
Skills back for quite some time. So he's definitely earned his respect. Knows what it's like to play at the global championship as well. Let's jump on over to Jack and we saw Josh Yamto that actually take the Bridget Fortress. Jack and Enpen, they take a little bit towards the west, a split drop that they call their own. And you can see they're getting a good amount of loot from this split drop. They got the chug, they got the slapperoni pizza, a gold AR. So
This pizza so OP, bro.
towards the south, they have two decisions to make. We focus on our rotation or focus on getting all the surge on the teams towards the north. And right now, it looks like they're going to prioritize the rotation first. Slam right now. The high ground here. Some broken tags. They're finding themselves a little above the surge damage. There, that stuff will turn on. A lot of players that have the free ones. 91
Look at that base, bro.
just in lobby.
Right in the middle, too.
Play still live in the distance there. Stuff. Also alive now, right? Much different situation than last time. Nemesis of Logan Pot of
Oh, he's crouching.
ties. You can see her even I saw him for a split second. Boyle's behind a shockwave as we speak. I see him moving in the mini map.
All right.
Good distraction.
Oh, nice crack.
Good damage on ties. And there goes
The rushes.
Boyle.
Oh, dice storm.
Two different angles, and now with the mythic AR, they're just gonna spray into the box, get the elimination on the ties. But I do like the heads up play from his duo to shockwave out, realizing I can't be the hero. There's no way he's going to get that revive bomb in that situation. So he's trying to live to tell, hopefully get the revive back later on in this game. But it looks like Peterbot and Boyle are going on the hunt. Yeah, he didn't go far enough. Peterbot and Boyle seem to have figured out exactly positioned up there, trying to hide out. Yonzo John right through sleeves. Zipford kind of base there that we saw that the surge tower here.
Dude, that was such a long rotate for them.
The shockwave, not necessarily to cover distance, but so they can quickly rotate up the side of that mountain box up. See two other teams already making the punch with the massive surge towers. But Josh Yonto, just a simple
Seeking Takey. Taki.
and Seek over here on this side of the map, rotating in for Riptide. We saw, honestly, Threats and Fear yesterday barely miss out on that consistency through Riptides. And it's one of those POIs to where, just like Wonky Land has the mini game, you gotta collect little stakes so that way you can beef up.
Yo, what's good, Justin?
The other side, and that's how you can unlock the mythic.
Oh.
Figure out where that solo's at. He's gonna be able to rip for now, but now he leaves himself open to possibly get taken down. Easy shot for Peterbot and Boyo as they get that second elimination. And there it is, picked up there. I'm not gonna lie, I thought we were gonna be jumping into the replay. We saw Peterbot land right on top of him, but hey, fought long and tried his best. Fortunately, in the end, he does end up falling there. So a couple points now swing to the hands of Peterbot and Boyo. First of the game. Noah plays Farbo back in the mix here as well. what they're fighting for, that vending machine down below. Whether they get patch-ups, extra resources, depending on which one's there, you can buy splashes, the Fizz Bomb, and Chug Jugs. It does look like they're just going to continue to build up their shield of resources, some extra big pops coming out from Carbone and Nova Blaze. The team right above them, Slam, inside they just kind of ran out. They said, hey, we probably don't have the gold. We just go ahead and rotate in, make it safe now instead of letting this team think we trying to fight. They are right now, they're deep in the storm. They're passing the inside, so a little bit of a standoff happening here. This team realizing they are not quite in the position to stay much longer here in the zone, but he does have just the Wolverine missed to heal with. Clock's on a timer right now, right? Things are looking desperate for fate here. You can't find some heals here quickly. I'm gonna get some stuff.
Joe and Lawrence are in the zone.
Joe and Lawrence. This is a team that's escaping a lot of what's going on the western side of the map. They land a split in between Fearbot Boyo, Clicks, and Higgs. So they're making that right decision to try to rotate quick. A lot of people game plan those two teams here in this lobby. They like to overstay their welcome inside of the storm. They have the Ferris wheel, they have the rib, so they're one of the few teams that can actually use that as a strategy. Ozone and Golden. You've been praised to the south side of Battlewood Boulevard. Golden Ozone took the north side. This is where Venom Curve typically do land. So we might have a possible battle here. We see Golden and Ozone qualify out of Battlewood. You mean to tell me this is not Tiger Woods? So no. I like the positioning. Big metal commitment here, and they're still managed to catch back out. So pretty keen spot to be in right now. Pretty strong base as well. You see just Logan here, lower left side, kind of looking about. Meanwhile, Higgs Clicks utilize that same strategy we saw before. This one's going to allow them to set themselves fly into any direction that they want. They already have the map, so you know exactly which version. There's two different versions. And right now, they're going to use the basic one right now. And the reason why I talk about two different versions is there's one version here where you combine the actual Fizz with the Shockwave and you do the Ferris wheel, you go up top and glide. Play 6 seconds, phones all the way down. Last time we saw it riding over toward this vending machine, a whole other team rotates in to try to steal away. Phone goes down, taken out. Noah Blaze was eliminated as well, but there's a whole other third here in the mix trying to attack. That's Kimmy and Faya. They've returned back in this direction and trying to take what they hope is theirs, but you can see why that is a prominent focus. They're 12 below the damage threshold. It's not a reason to get desperate right now, Monster, but they realize in the back of their mind, we're 12 below now in the early portion of the game. That's going to get worse if we get damage. Great timing too, right? Just saw them rotating on the outskirts, and then, oh my gosh, talk about bad timing. Kimmy's caught off guard. TRX Lice here ends up getting the full finish, and it eats the down on the him there. That's what happens if you let your guard down. And he's regretting not to splash and moving in. Meanwhile, Wolverine is coming out. Val just trying to stick around to see if he can pick up the card before rotating out, but also to get this surge has turned online. They're now even further below because the damage they did to them is essentially negated, right? You can't get yourself eliminated and trade back that damage, not in the new surge style. Tries to go ahead and heal up there, return back to clean that one up. Yeah, that was just a tough situation because not only was he below the damage threshold, it was active surge. So every 7 seconds, you would take 25 damage from surge itself, and then 7 seconds from the storm, so 32 damage every 7 or so seconds. It's a possible situation. 5 folks here in Ishu survive their onslaught. Storm surge affected them as well, but they're going to be above the damage threshold now that they got these 2 eliminations. And that's sometimes what happens in games like this when the zone goes from the far north side of the map, a team like goes there and Ishu, and just moves all the way towards the south. You're battling with so many other teams that might not have the damage either. I was going to say, that was impressive, though. Those are 2 teams that both needed the surge, and they finished it out so fast that they managed to get out with plenty of extra heals. This is almost a rarity, right? Normally, a team that exits out of the storm in a situation like this is going to be in full shambles. Even now being held out there, they do have to be careful. They're ticking for 5. I think the lobby, of course, knows that there's going to be some serious danger coming from this team. Storm their champs and Amen on the side here as well. Late rotates here for a few. And although they have the extras, just talked about the Surge turns back on and they find themselves right on that line again. It is active. Being below it for even a second. Go ahead and strike damage on this 12 above. Even though it's not a feeling of confidence, at least it's something. You can take your time, breathe here for a second. They have an easy rotation towards the west or east of where they're at now. So all these teams here will eventually have a shockwave. You see Twig realize they might be below. Oliver, Brilliant, they're going to be below, but they're on the bottom of this zone. They get a couple of shots. See, they're above the damage threshold even by 3. They're going to try to rotate in and then look back along the way. That was crazy. It was literally 6 players there that all needed damage, and Oliver OG and Team Carillion knew they had to rotate because the storm's coming in. It's already on a 5-tick bullet. They didn't do enough damage before they left, and at least he gets knocked there, right? They're 5 bitches. I was gonna say, small chance he's at least knocked and not jumped the storm, but it's a little too soon. Forced to finish there, unfortunately. Touch below now.
Taki and C.
Carillion's got to hit the shot of his life here. He wants to stay in the game right now. A little bit more. No points earned so far. That's how contentious this round has been here. Carillion's just got a couple more opportunities to do so. Get pressed. Know the situation he's in. Even though Storm Surge will turn off, gets below a certain player in this zone, it needs to go below 40 overall in the game for it to turn off once and for all. As Taki Seek, they try to dodge the solo down below. They run into a whole nother team right in front. Lucky for them, they were already well above the damage threshold. So big damage like that isn't going to hurt them much. We go into the next zone, the next Storm Surge threshold, and they drop just a little bit, but at least they're still above. Craze position strongly right now, but they will have to rotate. So it's flying far north, but hey, it's still on the western side, right? This is where the bulk of the players managed to rotate in through. Luga's just trying to strategize the move right now as he's looking out. See all the bases, all the teams stacked up here on this western edge. Basically the same strategy. Code PD here. You found Pollo still alive, dead center. They're gonna have to move as well.
Liquid's a solo.
Elevate it just a little bit. They have options here. Shockwave, actually use the bounce, or just get the effect and try to run their way in. It is going to be the first of the 2. Somebody drops down low in that instant, blocks the shockwave from actually letting them move on out. And now the zone is creeping in, so they are going to take damage. But Peterbot sees somebody working around, tries to go for a shot, realizes the zone is there as well, so they have to progress forward. But they get staggered out just for a moment. Another team rotating by, but yeah, I like how quickly they're not really just boxing up, getting damage, but rotating yet again. They're not afraid to use their resources here because they know they can get elimination at any moment. They paired up there right now. Shockwaves individually, but as a team instead. Meanwhile, this takes deja vu at action here. After, of course, playing for high ground, they found their success. They're trying to get right back to it. They can win this game. I mean, that's just a nice little storybook finish for them, but still a long way from where we are right now to the end. Of course, Peterbot Boya knows is up there. You can see them already eyeing up that competition here, and I'm surprised Sid Pigs haven't quite fired back just yet. Seeing that it's metal builds on second high ground, right? That's an immediate threat for anyone that's on height.
Gets cracked by Higgs.
Have their eyes on anybody that's second high, but out of nowhere, Liquid makes it play. He goes up, takes a huge amount of damage, but at least he has the flow very fast. He can easily try to drop down low, clicks an egg, shockwave to the front. They're not ready to give up their high ground just yet, and that's where they're rotating one after the next to make sure they do have each other's back. But again, right below them, Peter, Pollo, Josh, and Yamzo as we jump on board. Fuga on the other side, we have no praise, and they're below the damage threshold. This game. Again, he just went from like prime positioning to worst case scenario. No teammate, and the Surge puts in work onto him. Unfortunately, the pressure's on, but hey, it's all good. We're underneath the 40-player threshold now. He just has to play exceptional Fortnite at this point. See someone in the background he's got pieces to work with, and there's some extra up there too. So let's see how much is left here. He's going for the deep peel off early. Actually, respect this, right? This is for positioning. This is for consistency. Take a look at
Oh, boy, Peter.
materials. Peterbach trying to go for another elimination, but doesn't get that chance. Boyo gets dropped down to just 75 HP. Both of them struggling to try to survive as Peterbach.
Oh, Peterbach goes down.
Situation here, and Boyo's already forced to clutch up. It's actually Luga at the bottom right. Spinning taste now. Peterbach's now taken to the storm. The Siphon's gonna kick in.
Clicks on height.
Now any chunk to Luga is playing this so
Aviv goes down.
and that's the difference in timing your way from inside the zone. Great like that. He makes a perfect use of it. Luga now trying to eye up high, trying to figure out the situation. What's going on? Boyo on the other side, just healing, playing the late storm as well. Trying to play for positioning. And on high ground, of course, Clicks and Higgs, as vulnerable as they are right now, they are pushing for a win here. And Boyo is just going absolutely massive right now. 14 eliminations as a team. 8 by
Oh, gets hit.
up a couple more. The Siphon match is better than he was before. The target up the high ground. Clicks and Higgs, they're dropping down one at a time. Higgs is trying to
Oh, 185.
that was next, but he lands a huge haymaker, making Higgs think twice.
Oh. Oh, no.
Trying to box on the Clicks, pushing him outside of the zone. Higgs is no longer there. Clicks drop waves up. They're battling for the
No way.
Everybody's come in. Higgs
Poyo's got down to like 50.
utter madness in the early portions of E3.
Poyo's still up.
Making it look personal, right? Making sure he's got Clicks' back at the blink of a moment. If he needs it, he's there. And this is what makes Higgs an exceptional teammate.
Poyo on 30 HP. No, gets eliminated by Josh.
Top 5 though is so impressive. Meanwhile, Josh Yamso get the gift that they're looking for. They're at 10 eliminations. Clicks
Oh,
so much pressure now, all because Boyo ended up pushing them back.
one solo. One solo, the rest are duos.
Well, those are our 3 teams, but we also have a solo trying to run wild and pick up at least a top 3 by himself. But
He goes down.
pressure from down below, and that was all duos left in this
Oh, Josh Riley hit. No way.
elimination. He gets
30 HP.
stuck for a moment. He goes down. Yamso's now left by
It's a 1v3
situation.
or 1v2.
Trio from Global's now going at it.
Oh,
Boys grand final.
oh no. No way. Zoe takes game 1.
That could have went either way, but Yamso with the reaction speed
No way.
win just clutched up. And then they all have so much story implication because they're ex-teammates. There's just too much happening here. See, game 1, the return back into the heat.
That was crazy.
Yo, what did I just watch? Oh my gosh, that was absolutely insane. I cannot believe. It felt like it really could go with, like, in the way of so many different players there, Kelly. I cannot believe in those moments. Ionzo coming in clutch, bro. Oh, he's got to be over the moon right now.
Listen, I said it at the start of the show. You're like, oh, does Josh and Yamso have this? Yes, I knew. Yamso and Josh have proven themselves time and time again this chapter, and seeing how they were able to handle that low ground, especially with all the chaos going on today, that is how I want to start Heat 3.
Game 1.
Riley, Josh Riley and Zoe take game 1.
Go down. Blake, and you might have missed it somehow. Ionzo finds the edge, right? Finds the high ground over the duo that seemingly had it for the entirety of the end game. But if you took a big peek at Clicks and Higgs' loadout right before when they were on the high ground, they really had nothing to work with. So they had to kind of drop down and take the play. But Ionzo just found the timing perfectly. And I gotta tell you, we were kind of talking about how we expected Ionzo and Josh to kind of play the low ground, play the mid ground. They did just that perfectly. As you can see, before Ionzo even clutches this moment up, they had 10 total eliminations, and then he just closes it out, picks up a total of 12, and wins the 1v2.
I will say, Zeke, in these moments, it's literally down to 3 final teams, and Yamso and Josh are still dropping items for each other. They're still communicating and, allowing, it seems like they are still playing a completely different game where everyone else is just scrambling, trying to get those elims. They're still just calm and cool and collected, making sure that they are in the prime position that they need to be. That, I love to see it.
Oh my gosh, short break, so don't you go anywhere.
W game one right there. Bro, what is on Twitter right now? Jesus Christ. It was an insane clutch from Yamzo. Yo, what's going on YouTube? We are live watching FNCS right now.
At that game, that was incredible. In case you missed it, Josh and Yamzo came out and won
Josh and Zoe take game one.
clutch situation. Somehow to pull out the win against Flicks. It was incredible. Again, shout out to them. We'll be seeing them next weekend. But man, so many things happened in that game. Let's start at the beginning. Peter Bot and Moyo, right? You know, for a while we were kind of getting these wide, beautiful shots of the lobby, the chaos, high ground. I'm looking up, I'm like, let's dig in. I'm tuning to Peter Bot. I'm like, hold on a minute. How many elims do they have? What's going on? Why is everybody falling like flies? It was crazy, Kelly.
I mean, I love that, you know, kind of started off a little bit standard. 3 eliminations by zone 7 isn't necessarily unheard of, but as the zone started to crawl, you can see we're still in zone 7, but that is 5 eliminations. Oh, 7 eliminations now. You know what? Let's just make it 12 eliminations. And even when Peterbot goes down, you know that Polio is here to prove himself time and time again. And he goes on for the aggressive. He goes to try and steal height as the solo player Vivid. Peterbot and Polio are here to show everyone that just because this is easy does not mean they're slowing down.
Yeah, I mean, they wanted nothing to do with high ground this game. They wanted to be in the mix of things. They wanted to be box to box with all of the other players, as many as possible. And it was pretty much any single time anybody got even close to their wall, they were just making edits on them. As you can see, after Peter Butt went down, Pollo just went on an absolute tear for a little bit of a solo clutch right there. But yeah, when we tuned into them, they had 11 eliminations, 12 eliminations, and both of them were solo. I was like, oh my gosh. Here it is, right at the 20 elimination game already. They were looking so good that game primed up. And I mean, they gotta be towards the top.
Who holds the record for What was the record for
Five, they split it up. Oh, that's what I like.
game 2?
Let's also talk about Clicks Higgs. They were dominating that high ground for so long. And I mean, shout outs to Higgs. So many situations where Clicks is like, I'm gonna get active. Higgs is right there, right, ready to respond, ready to support. I feel like these guys are
Dude,
all
dude,
I mean, yes, both
Zoe just put on a show for soloing.
give a special shout out to Higgs, being able to be aware of the high ground, kind of paying attention to if anyone's trying to steal height from you, and then also drop down, get the refresh, make sure that you guys are topped off. Yes, it inevitably did not go the way that they wanted it to go, but to be able to control high ground after such kind of, chaoticness to the start of Heat 3, to be able to keep their cool, be able to kind of keep what they want in sight in mind, that to me is what takes a pro player and separates them from lobby.
I've been having to get so many stories in that one end game, right? They've got exactly what we wanted, right? Clicks and Higgs defending all Pollo. We almost living in the 1v2. And then also the outside of the mix, right? With the trip. But yeah, I kind of talked about it when we kicked things off here for heat number 3. I was like, I also wanted to highlight this. Bugha in a solo clutch situation for quite some time. This is looking really good. And what's crazy is Bugha was the one that knocked Peterbot, right? So while they're going crazy, he's like, okay, all right, I've had enough. Peterbot, calm down. All right, everybody play out.
I mean, that means that Bugha's better than Peterbot, right? Like, if you look at the burns, I don't know, there's different.
Whoa, calm down.
But regardless, time and time again, everyone likes to, and I'm going to be very candid with it. People like to always say that this watched, and then somehow, time and time again, he always proves himself, making it to every FNCX Grand Finals, making it to the top 10. He just showcases that regardless if this is 2019 or 2026, that he is still at the top of the league.
There was a time where Bugha and Hero were a duo, and I swear I remember watching that FNCS, and it's like the entirety of their points seemed like they came from solo clutches. So it's kind of like returning to form, right? You don't really like to see a solo clutch. You're like, oh, maybe you're them better if we're a duo, but sometimes that's where Bugha just feels comfortable. So great to see him kind of pick up some points there for them. And so exciting. I just cannot believe that was game number 1. Is there anything really quick you guys are excited to see about game number 2?
Oh, sorry, I was about to say it's played out. Yes, I want to see Clicks and Peterbot go up against each other again.
Yeah, I mean, hey, another great win like that. Some more solo clutches. I feel like we've got so many this weekend, and I just can't get enough of them. Man, oh man.
No, I didn't get to watch DU, sadly.
Ready, and then we're gonna jump in. Man, this has been absolutely incredible. I cannot wait to see more. Can we get that VR out of Clicks and Higgs, right? Can we get that VR out of Peterbot and Pollo? Could Bugha come out surprise us all with praise? Get one as well.
I really hope they get a win.
Absolutely.
Top 15 go to Grands.
We have 4 more games to go.
I mean, we've already had 30 teams punch their way into the FNCS Grand Finals, and now we need to add one more to that. 31. We have 14 to go for today, and then of course we have the last chance qualifier seed. 5 more teams being able to make their way into the Grand Finals by the last strand chance. Is it going to be Zeke? Well, we have to figure out who 14 are going to go through today.
Let's find out right now, Kelly. Games are ready. So, casters, take it away. I spoke too soon yesterday, Jacob. I thought we saw the play of 2026, and then Yonzo shows up, like, give us a second monster. We got E3 here.
All right, game 2.
Really exciting now. Let's jump on the bus for game number 2. I'm not sure what could match that type of height in that last game, but I thought that after Bolts' punch, I thought that after Benno went crazy. Now it's Yamzo's turn, and we still have 14 more teams.
Ooh, Sub Studios is blue. Legendary drop.
But now that Josh and Yamzo have qualified, Bridget Fortress is now up for grabs. whole drop themselves, right? You saw it last round. I mean, they got super looted, then went for that little bit of metal onto that north outpost, and they were very
Noxie and Mason landing Humble Hills.
that drop here now it's opening up. Jumping in over at the Humble Hills, you can see teams
Who took the mountain?
get situated here in game number 2. Early action happening on the other side though. Kitty and Faya. This is like in the last game. It went the distance, deep into the storm, and then far more towards the Sandy. So this time we'll see if Proxy and Tenya can put up a better fight. Maybe somehow escape or have the Faya and Kitty. They did a relatively good job defending themselves last time, and like they get your fifth pass. Yeah, and it looks like history might repeat itself because remember that last time a third party came in, interrupted the fight, and that's exactly what's happening here. On the minimap, you see a third team rotating in, but Kid Faya, they were at least to get one of those two eliminations. Boxed up, he has one wall trying to protect himself, but it's not going to work. They break in his box.
Faya gets a kill.
But this is Waffle, this is
Aiden coming in.
They don't want to give them a chance to heal up. Actually got lucky that Faya wasn't the one tag there. Don't really know how weak he is just yet. Now,
Oh, Aiden with the 38.
across the table. Oh no, it's not looking good for Faya. They are both very weak. Aiden knows the wall a little bit. That if they're going to lose about
Waffle Joe.
and now another team's coming in. Depending on how
They have a third party.
a bit more defense, maybe they can survive, but no.
Faya and Ace go down.
First, here comes the new team now standing right on top of them, and Faya has a little opportunity possibly to escape here.
Oh, Waffle Joe gets hit. Nice.
Here they don't let him escape at all to get the elimination and the finish. This site,
Zifta and Slam are going in.
watch from distance, listening. Knew that they like to play those huge surge towers, but
They saw him.
good fight here. Listen, wait, I think I've seen this before. They're now the fourth party coming in. And good job for Aiden and Waffle to spot that out.
Oh, they back up.
The build, they box up, just kind of making them rethink that situation. You can see there's a huge chunk of shield missing onto Slam. So you already know they don't have the resources to get that shield back.
Down Oliver trying to get the revive, and he saves the day. That's one of our contested fights on the north side of the map.
Very good. Right before that, Curlian actually took down Smack there as well. So they seem to be winning their off-spawn contestation very comfortably now for 2 games here. Peterbot Boyo, huge amount of points earned, clearly coming out of that first game there. Now I wanted to say, man, it was all Boyo's fault. You know, I know we're giving Iamzo the big clutch, but it's Boyo who put Clicks and Higgs in that shambles position to begin with. He was just playing absurdly well. Look at this.
Didn't thin out the lobby. I wonder if that first time that Peterbot and Poyo fought Logan and his duo down there, maybe they're second guessing it. It might not be worth it. They already have their POI uncontested, and they get the gas station with the slurp truck just outside of it as well. So they have a ton of loot. Just don't need to be greedy in this situation, especially with a big solo clutch by Poyo to kind of keep them in line with a lot of the other teams that are performing well today. It's Taki landing some good damage onto Hazard and Chaotic, kind of accumulating that Storm Surge, so that one less thing to have to worry about as the game progresses. But landing over at Riptides, they were able to get that mythic Iron Pump, one of the few weapons in the game right now, Monster, that can one pump anybody, even if they're full health and shield.
Super powerful in the right hands. Taki obviously a veteran here. Just to add to that Logan, like the Logan Peterbot dynamic, I think it's the opposite. I think Logan's like, hey, I can't believe we won that. I'm 1-0. Let's just stay away. We know what they're trying to do now, and we managed to survive the storm. So I think they're actually avoiding catastrophe by playing even further out from Peterbot and Boyo. We'll see if they have that flash before the day's over. Jumping back with Zune and Noisy, though. We have Noah Plays and Carbone just on their defensive stance right now. They're opting to play the low ground. Don't like what I see on the material count for Noah and Carbone. Seems like things are looking a bit rough here for them.
Have to be careful. Another team just south of Sandy Strip. You can already see it in the mini-map. He's hearing the noise. He's getting a little curious here. Maybe something he can land one shot, maybe jump into the box, take advantage. The Carbone and Noah Plays playing the low side of this entire fight, boxed up, making sure that they have full control over their pieces. And this is a tough did get a drop onto 1-2 players from Oliver and Carillion, so that game-saving play to start the day might not mean so much with the aggression coming out from Clix and Higgs, but he takes a huge shot, drop down to 60 HP. That's going to allow for Higgs to try to get a little bit of pressure here, allow for Clix to heal up, and not allow for Carillion to do the same.
There's another set of points earned there for Higgs. They're gonna go ahead and dance on Oliver and Carillion there. So they might have won the drop, but unfortunately Clix and Higgs have a strategy of their sleeves to rotate north and take him down. That's going against the Swarm as well. Zypta, Void Slam, come on in, and they find themselves that Elim that they've been looking for here on the edge. This time, though, it is unfortunately going to be Noah plays in Carbone. And they show up just in time, too, right? Noah and crew had great amount of heals, as you can see here, but they did not have the material count to really stand things out. Look at how it ends up playing out. They walk right up to the wood walls, catch them completely off guard there, and just make it quick.
Yeah, they weren't even the originators in that fight. That was the team I told you from south of Sandy Strip, here in the noise, rotated in. They played that lurk perfectly, not to just get one, but both of those eliminations. Even if they don't get a lot of loot, it's the Storm Surge, I think, that's most important for that situation. As Cole and Madden trying to get out of Frigid Fortress. They land just north of the actual POI, east of the mountain where all of
We'll update with Craze here. It's playing a bit of a cheeky spot. You could call this a little lurk, if you will. To see if anyone's gonna be walking by. Yup, they find Ties here in his duo. Couple tags set them up, but no knocks, nothing fancy to really give them the reason to push here just yet. Time to rotate out.
I was gonna see, great play for them. Again, Bugha crazed. They got a good feeling of how each other wants to play. They just kind of position towards the bush for Bugha. They're not necessarily trying to all out 50-50 fight, get eliminations here. He's just trying to build up the Storm Surge so that way he can make the rotations he does. Bugha's one of those players, as he IGL, he likes to make far and slow rotations and get in on dead side of the zone overall. And right now, with the zone pulling towards the west, he's staying towards south of Battlewood. He might be trying to do that same thing here.
You saw what Bugha does in the end game. This is really where he starts to shine. You know, he's not a flashy mid or early game player, and he tends to pace himself very well, but end game, the tarping, the fighting, right? Like the game sense really kicks in. You can see that experience start to shine through. Taki and Void continuing to have their strong performance. See what they can make happen here. A little update with their loadout situation. I mean, you talk about that Mythic Shock, and it's looking very, very good for them right now. They're just turning this whole entire building inside out, so they'll have plenty to work with, especially if the zone ends up continuing to pull this way.
And I know most people might already know, but at Riptides is one of the only places you can actually get that mythic shotgun. Just like Wonky Land has its little mini game, there's like a wait at Riptides that takes a long time to lift up if you're just going straight for it. But there are 6 different stakes around the POI. If you eat at least 3 of those, it'll make it to reduce that time so you can almost open it up like a chest. It's not a guaranteed mythic iron pump, but it's definitely high chances. And so far, 2 for 2 games, they were able to get it.
Yeah, I remember when this season dropped and I saw a clip of someone trying to lift that or like play that mini game. I was like, what is going on? This is Fortnite. Like, for real. Look at that Ozone. Golden here. It's a little bit of high ground over Craze and Bugha. Pop shots going out, but Bugha and Craze again playing for that dead side rotate. You can see there's really not too much resistance on the western side at the moment. A couple teams are on their heels, but Craze just waiting for an opportunity to do something.
Damage just like that from Paper and Rezi. It's gonna connect. Just kind of caught out. We're going over towards Humble Hills. So where Paper and Rezi are now, And where they have to go, you see there's different elevation changes, and they have to go directly into a team that's positioned on the mountain. Towards their west, you see Bugha and Praise, and they're kind of just trapped in the middle. We saw Paper before the rotation take 50 damage. There goes Rezi, taking over 100 damage. So this is putting Paper and Rezi in a position to where they might have to fight later on in this game, or maybe even right now, depending on what they're at in Storm Surge.
Just continue to take their time. Clean rotates here all through the valley. On the other side, though, take a look at the fight going down right now. We already knew the warnings were coming out. It's going to force players to battle, but the Vayne and Wave, man, having quite the tough game, too. They're 160 below. 81 players standing, so quite a fair stretch before the Surge is going to turn off here.
It's not going to be easy at all. Again, they're just rotating in the direction of where all players are already positioned on different mountain ranges. Even if they're not on an actual mountain range, they got a Surge base, so not going to be very easy to rotate in, especially if you don't actually do have the shockwaves. For Clix and Higgs, you can see the zone moving on over towards the western side of the map. We saw early rotations in game number 1. In game number 2, they're sticking to their strategy over here at Wonky Land. They go ahead and build up on that Ferris wheel. And I talked about 2 different rotations, and already you see they're building up towards the top of Wonky Land. This is where you can glide in using the different effects with the Fizz, with the actual shockwave as well. There's another one, a secret one, where if you use that full combination and you go through the Ferris wheel, that launches you so far. And if you can combine that with the different rifts that are on the map with low gravity, it extends how far you can actually go. You can almost cover the whole distance of the map in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, definitely one of the stronger strategies that are available right now, and that's what makes Wonky such a powerful drop, right? And in the hands of Clix and Higgs, we'll surely see it before the finals is up. For now, they've earned a lot of points in that game 1, right? So, like, one more end game like that, and regardless of you get the dub or not, I think they'll be just fine. Seem to be playing exceptionally well. Think about Chimpy and Liam here.
I think they did pretty well in terms of Storm Surge in that last game. It's just right now 21 above. They realize they can be comfortable here, position themselves where they need to be, but in the back of their mind, whether if it's this zone or the next, they need to start getting damage because they eventually will fall under the damage threshold if they sit where they're at now. Could be similar for Lawrence and Joe, 231, but they position themselves on the edge, so any team rotating in from either Wonky Land, Scribbly Shores, maybe a little bit towards the south, it's going to give them ample opportunities like this, a little bit of a wide edit, so they have a clear view on players trying to use shockwaves to get in.
Comes to the other side, though. Look at this, Craze and Bugha finding their little position in the action here. Who's going to go ahead and take a couple of those slices of pizza, get his HP right back up and into the mix. And there's some options of loot to pick from here, but the fact that they're not pouncing at the opportunities is showing us that they're being very cautious, and they really are concerned with the Storm Surge right now. They've done just enough to stay in the game here. Talk about those smart rotates, trying to play dead side, and it all pays off right here as the zone ends up landing right on top of them. Here comes the reinitiation. This is a very smart fight, right? Not waiting for the Surge to kind of give them the warning, but instead knowing that, hey, there's definitely danger nearby. The rest of the lobby recognizes what's happening too. A bit of pressure coming from different angles here, so they kind of ease up right now, but they will have to find some fights here shortly.
Yeah, and depending on how much damage they took from the double lobby spray, they might have to fight the next best team, which was Bugha and Craze. Enpen and Jack off was suffering the Storm Surge, but only 5 below the damage threshold. This is where you're kind of threading the needle here. Do you go for a big play, a shotgun shot in the box, or you just try to stay far away? But at this point in time, everybody is rotating, and even if you find yourself above like they are now, they have to rotate too. So it's only going to get harder and more dangerous as they continue to push forward on this next rotation, and timing is definitely of the essence because they are in a current active 5-tick zone.
Yeah, and you can see that although they went to the Dark Dominion for that extra loot, it was going to be their biggest mistake as the zone pulls back across the Peterbot. Meanwhile, just doing what he does, man. Finding the important eliminations at the tail end, I would say, of the mid-game, early end game now, and that's going to really reward them with the maps that they're going to need to play well here. Clix Higgs already positioning up in metal. This is a sign that they're looking to base down and stay completely out of sight for a little bit here. Look at that, 550 above. They're playing very, very well. And again, from one highlight to another, Jacob, Peterbot continues to do what he does here. Flowberry Mist is going to keep him alive. Storm does the rest for him. And, I mean, they already were 5-5-5 cap, and then they get the follow-up finish there, and they're just sitting on an abundance of loot there.
Yeah, just got to be careful there because they did a good job of getting the Elim, but they traded shots. They only went 40 up in terms of Storm Surge. We jump on board Moxie along with Wolf, just trying to survive the lobby spray. 280 below the damage threshold. Shots pouring in from all directions, but they have to start to get active. They don't really have resources to heal this. They almost need 2 full eliminations worth of damage. So that's why they have to be persistent with the pressure on Nicole and Madden. But somebody just jumps up out of nowhere. Moxie lands the shot, but Wolf does go down, realizing you have to get more damage. Can't be the hero, can't go for the revive. Looking for whoever that was down below. Now Surge is activating, trying to take advantage of the actual shield, but just seconds too late, trying to get the box. Moxie and Wolf will fall.
So close right there to actually turning that one around, but that low ground shot was a huge surprise and just put her teammate down, unfortunately. Look at this though, Peterbot playing the late Storm rotate as well. Bugha goes for the early one here. He's gonna get front side of the beginning of the safe zone here. Craze is here to back him out. They're already through most of their heavy material though. This is quite a situation right now.
Don't even necessarily need it. They already have the 2 eliminations. They're well above the damage threshold. But when opportunities like that come by, you don't